Leveling up your skills in Core Keeper can feel like a very slow grind at times, and unless you're a seasoned RuneScape player, it feels like an eternity to get things leveled up. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the fastest and easiest way that I've found to level up your character. And the methods that I'm going to show you won't involve using auto-clickers or mods, like a lot of the other guides try to tell you to install. Those things are super fast for leveling, but if you don't want to go through the trouble of installing them, then this video is for you. Welcome back to the channel everyone, my name is Kane, and today I'm going to be showing you how to level each of the different combat skills in this game in the most fast, easy, and fun way possible. If you're new here, I do frequently post content just like this video here, so do consider subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of those videos. But that's enough babbling from me, let's dive into the video. If you are looking for just one specific skill, I'll put the timestamps down in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be kicking this video off with my favourite to level, summoning. Although I do think summoning needs some extra love to make it more fun and viable build option, turning into Aurelian Sol with Tome of the Deep is pretty fun, if you know you know. Like all of the combat skills, summoning experience is gained by the player's minions attacking enemies. When a minion hits an enemy, you get 1 experience per hit. So the best way to level all of these combat skills is to hit something over and over again that takes a long time to die as fast as you can hit it.
Gotta go fast.
So we're going to be utilizing the rock. No, not that rock, this rock. So let's see how to set that up. So for the summoning skill, the first thing that you want to do is grab yourself a shovel and any gear that increases your summoning count. So I'm going to be using the Grim Armor set and also the Soul Medallion as well, and I'll be using the Tome of Deep. You can use any tome that you like, but I think Tome of the Deep works most efficiently with the method I'm about to show you. Once you have your shovel, your armor, and your summoning tome, you're going to want to find a Shroom and Brute. I'm going to be showing you the most basic form of this leveling strategy first, and then I'll show you the more fun version just a moment after. So to capture the rock here, all you need to do is lure him over to an island, like this one here. And this is very easy to do if you have the Rift Lens, because you can direct it onto the island, and then dash out, and he'll go right into the middle of the island. Then simply trap him in, equip your Tome of the Deep, and as you'll see, we start getting XP 1 tick at a time. Every time one of your minions hits this guy, you're going to gain some XP. This is why having more minions will get you more XP. This is great and all, but it's still a bit slow. This can be faster. So the trick that I found is to run around the Shrooman clockwise. As you can see there, this is getting a lot more XP. But you might get carpal tunnel doing this because you're going to have to be running in circles for quite a long time.
Carpal tunnel! Carpal tunnel!
So that's where my rail cart method comes in. So let's hop over to my testing area. So to set up the method that I showed you earlier, first of all, if you have them, you're going to want a Shrooman figurine and a materializer. This way, the Shrooman Brute will keep respawning every time he dies. You can still do this method without these items, however you will need to get another Shrooman every time it dies. This isn't too bad because you can spawn a lot of these things in. There's usually tons around my base. But assuming that you do have these 2 items, the additional things that you're going to need are some rails, a minecart, an electricity generator to power your materializer, and some electric wire so that you can power this thing from a distance. Then we simply put our materializer in the middle. You can either use the moat like I showed you earlier, or in this case I'm just going to use fences. And then you just want to power that with a power source of your choice. I'm going to be setting the generator up just a little bit away for reasons that I'll explain later. And of course, don't forget to put your figurine inside the materializer. And there we have our rock, trapped on this little island, ready to be exploited forever. Next, you just want to get your rail carts and place them in a circle all around the rock's little island here. Then pop your rail cart on top, start summoning your minions, and once all your minions are summoned, just hop in the rail here, bring it up to speed, and then as you can see, your XP will start flying up and you can just go AFK. This is just gonna gain XP on its own. You are gonna have to click your Tome of the Deep every so often to resummon your minions. So you have two options here. You can either raw dog this and just stare at it for hours on end, just right clicking, or you can do what I do and I just bring up a TV show in a different tab and watch it whilst I level. I'm personally watching a show called Dark Matter at the moment. It's a really quirky show. But I'm going to need another series soon, so if you guys are watching anything cool at the moment, please drop it down in the comments. I'd love to see what you're all watching. So that's the summoning method. As you can see, it's really fun, pretty fast, and mostly AFK. The other combat skills are going to be leveled in a very, very similar way. So let me show you that now. In our next chest, we have our melee equipment. So the way you want to do this is get a spear. You can use any spear you like, but I'm personally just going to be using this iron halberd. And then you want to get any gear that increases your attacks per second. So as we mentioned earlier, XP is gained at a rate of 1 XP per hit. So the faster you hit, the more XP you're going to get. So once you have your gear, make sure that's all equipped. And I would also recommend getting a repair table and a bunch of scrap parts, because you're going to need to repair your spear quite often doing this method. Then just set up your repair table somewhere nearby, and you can start hitting him with a stick. So whilst doing all of these methods, I would actually recommend turning off any of your boss souls if you have any activated. This is because as you're hitting, it can accidentally spawn in certain things that could break things in your base, which isn't really ideal. But this is the strategy. You just hit it over and over again. As you can see, we just get 1 XP at a time. So for this method, all you need to do really is hold left click. You will need to repair your spear quite often, like I mentioned, but if you're just watching something on the side, this is really not too hard, and it's pretty fast. If you notice that you're accidentally killing this thing pretty fast, just make sure you're not wearing any items that might accidentally boost your damage and make you one-shot this thing. But if you're just using the iron halberd, or any low-level spear, you should just be hitting this thing 1 damage at a time, whilst the shell is activated. Next up we have the ranged skill. Now this is going to be very similar. You just want to equip items that are going to increase your ranged attack speed. I'll put some of the gear that increases your attack speed on screen. And you're also going to want a ranged item that increases your attacks per second to the highest it can. I personally like to use this ricochet shuriken here, which is 2.5 attacks per second. And I'll show you another reason why I like to use this one in just a moment. So this is going to be using the exact same strategy. Just hold down left click, and as you see, you'll get 1 XP per second. Something that is pretty fun to do with this is to hold down right click and fire off multiple of these right clicks at a time. And as you can see, the shuriken actually lingers and goes through the brute multiple times. And you can see that XP really stacking up. Now I'm not entirely sure if it's faster just to hold left click, but holding the right click and doing it this way is a bit more fun, in my opinion. And I'll show you another reason why this works pretty well in just a moment. But next up, we're just going to quickly cover the magic skill, which is just like the ranged skill. You're simply going to want to grab a magic weapon, like the Scholar's Staff here, and hold left click. All of these methods follow the same strategy. And of course, get anything that will increase your range attacks per second. Also, having items that increase your maximum mana could be useful here as well, just so that you have more mana to spend before needing to regenerate it. Now, all of these methods are great, however, there is one last thing that you can do, which is going to get you even faster XP, by doing multiple leveling at the same time.
Mind blown.
Let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to re-equip my Tome of the Deep, make sure that I have my minion armor on, but I'm also going to grab my ranged weapon as well. And what you want to do here is summon all your summons, then just hop back into your rail cart, and you want to fly around it again like so. Then you can just take your hand off the keyboard, and you can also level your range skill at the same time. And that's going to create this crazy effect where you're just spamming XP into magic and into ranged at the same time. And as you can see, the ricochet is still lingering. These items are breaking pretty fast, so this is why it's important to have tons of scrap and a repair bench nearby so that you can quickly do repairs. And of course you can also just hold down the left click on the ranged thing as well. And the trick to this is just to hold your cursor right in the middle of the screen, right where the rock is standing, so that your ricochets go right through the middle of it. So whilst all of this is going on, if we open up our skills tab, you'll see that our ranged XP is going up pretty fast, and our summoning XP is going up pretty fast at the same time as well. And like I say, you can do all this whilst watching a show, or if you're a pro gamer, you can just raw dog it. Now, the final skill that I want to show you in the combat stats is Vitality. This skill is going to be a little bit different because it's leveled in a different way. So the vitality stat, you gain XP by killing creatures, and the amount of XP that you gain is based on that creature's maximum health. But you can only gain up to 1000 XP from one creature. So basically, the two options to level your vitality are to kill things with a really high maximum health, like bosses. However, bosses usually have more than 1000 health, so it's kind of inefficient, because you're not getting all the XP that you could. What I've personally found quite effective for this, and a lot more fun, is to take the grub mortar and incinerate the local hives. This is quite dangerous, so do be careful. Just keep running them in circles, and using the rift lens makes this a lot easier as well. Once they're all grouped up, fire off your bomb scarab. You can use any mortar for this, but I think the grub mortar is probably the best one to use for it. And each of these small larvae give 176 XP each, and the big ones have 412 XP. So when you have big groups of them like that, you gain so much XP. But these hives are all throughout the area, so you can do this multiple times in different places. I did find vitality one of the easiest things to level in the game though, because you'll be killing things really often. So you're going to be getting a lot of XP anyways. Another option is to have a sort of mob farm like this one here. Except just take out all of the killing tiles so that you can come by every so often and kill them yourself. If you want a tutorial on how to make a mob farm like that, check out this video that I uploaded explaining how to set it up in a way that's nice and easy. And a final way to level your vitality XP, if you have tons of these materializers here and lots of figurines, you could just put tons of them around you in a circle, fill them with figurines, equip your summoning tome, and start killing lots of these minions off at once. This will also get you tons of vitality XP, but I personally find incinerating hive minds the funnest. But that's all for this leveling video. If you have enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, and if you want to see more core keeper guides like this one, please do consider subbing to the channel as well, because I'll be uploading many more videos just like this one. But otherwise, take it easy and I'll catch you all in the next video.